Good morning, Ben here, Bunbury Boot Camp. I think you all know me by now. If this for some reason is your first video, that's okay. But there's a very, very good chance that it's not. So if not, welcome back. Um, as we have to say at the beginning of each of our videos, please make sure that you're feeling healthy, strong, that you're not currently struck down with COVID, that your joints are feeling happy, that you've got nothing that you haven't covered with the doctor, and that you fill one of our forms out. And that last one is quite important. Please understand that if you're someone that's randomly found this on the internet, we don't cover you, liability point of view. But we'd love to hear from you. So please contact us and we'll set you up. So let's get ourselves warmed up, guys. A nice long warm up here. 2 Jane Fondas, 2 squats, 20 rounds. Now, 2 Jane Fondas, where you get the bridge position and you drive your hips up and down. It's also known as a bridge thrust or a glute bridge or a glute thrust. There's a number of names for that. 2 squats, we know, just normal squats, and then 20 rounds of that. I don't mind if you use a time-based approach to this. So I quite like, the warm-up's got to be 5 minutes at least. So if you're doing a warm-up, it's going to be 5 minutes, then just set your timer for 5 minutes and keep working through this routine. Nothing in here is too challenging, and you can use the getting up and down as your recovery. Where it says jog if needed, what that means is if you've found at some point that your technique starts to drop off or getting too fatigued, then use a jog on the spot. I would recommend 20 steps, but anything that works for you, use that in between. All right, guys, this is where you pause the video and we move on to frame 2. This is fun. 20 steps on the spot, 10 steps from the bridge position, 10 steps from a squat position, 5 minutes of this. So it means you do 20 steps standing upright. Then you lie down in the bridge position and you put your hips up and you do 10 steps from that position. Then you do 10 steps from the squat hold position. So you squat down and step from there. Now that's not for everyone. If that's not good for you, just make it 30 old steps standing upright and then 10 steps on the bridge. 5 minutes for this again. So we're using that time-based system. Take your time with it, enjoy it. Remember to be nice to yourself. Think nice thoughts about how good you're doing, how good it is that you're doing this right now, all that kind of thing. Alrighty, guys, then we move on to, this is a bit tougher. Hover to plank to mountain climber. Now, the vernacular aside, hover is generally considered to be, or and there's views on this, when you're in the plank position but on your elbows. Now, plank is on your hands for the sake of today's workout. Hover is elbows, plank is on hands. So you hold in the hover for 10 seconds. You move on to your hands for 10 seconds. Then you start bringing your knees in for 10 seconds. And then you start that again, back down onto your elbows, hold, static hold, back onto your hands, and then back to the mountain climbers. And then you jog on the spot for 20 seconds. So it's purely time-based. But then you do rounds. Now, this is going to take you, well, pretty straightforwardly, 80 seconds. So it's a minute 20. 10 rounds, work it out from there, 20 rounds, 30 rounds. But 10 rounds is approximately 10 and a half minutes. And that's enough for this round. If you find it's a good routine, it's a nice strength building routine, if you find it works for you, by all means, expand it out. Make sure, of course, your lower back feels good. If anything's going to feel pressure, it's lower back or pre-existing shoulder injuries. Be very careful with those. Pausing again and moving on to our last frame. Here we go. Squat hold for 30 seconds, which is boring, and it's long and it's difficult. Then jog from the squat hold for 20 seconds, 10 seconds standing sprint, and then a 50-step. I recommend with this routine, particularly with the way it's pieced into the rest of the routine, you want that 50-step jog there to break things up so you're not suffering too much. Otherwise, there's a lot of holding and not much recovery. And the sprinting, if you do the sprinting right, it won't give you the recovery in the quads and the lactic acid because you're pushing through there still with the sprint. And what I do want you to do, if you can, is come out of that squat into the sprint. Really give yourself that boost, really work hard. All right, guys, pausing again and moving on to our 2 standard frames. So we have our stretch. As always, find a routine that works for you. Find a routine that really gives you extra flexibility and it takes time and it focuses on breathing. Not just any old sort of basic 4-static stretching, but something a bit special. Track that down and follow that. That would be something that you could look on YouTube for, but there's plenty of places to look. And finally, meditation. As I've said, there's 2 meditation videos on this channel. Use them, make the most of them and get a lot out of them. You will feel better in your life if you meditate. And if you're currently trapped here right now, guys, I might actually throw it at you at this point. So what I'd like you to do is lay down for me, your legs out and your arms by your sides. At this point, I want you to let your feet fall sideways. Your hips aren't holding your legs up. Your hands are relaxed. They're not holding any tension. And these are feeling weighted into the ground. You're feeling heavy on the ground. Then just think up your body to your groin. Make sure your groin is relaxed, no tension there. Your stomach, make sure that's relaxed. Your chest relaxed. Your throat calm. Your jaws unclenched. Brows not furrowed up. And your eyes aren't squinting and the eyes aren't forced open. Just everything in its neutral position. Now go to your breathing, focus on your breathing. 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out. Nice and slow in, nice and slow out. Just keep that going, nice and smooth, nice and slow. Imagine something moving in down through your lungs and then moving back out again. Just stay focused on that visualization. Now, I'm going to go quiet for about a minute. I want you to just follow that breathing, stay focused on that. If you get distracted, bring yourself back to that. All right, guys, I'm going quiet now. Enjoy. All righty, guys, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Bring yourself upright nice and slowly, breathing deeply. Make sure everything feels good, everything feels loose, and then go on about your day. This is a good time to do your stretch routine. Be safe, guys, be happy, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.